Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Gandom podcast. Today, we are gonna talk about political psychology with one of our dearest guests, which is Asma Bouamais. Welcome to my podcast, Gandom.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a great pleasure to be here, and we can start with the questions and everything.
Thank you for coming, and let's start. And today, as I said, we're going to talk about political psychology as it's related to our fields. So let's start by getting to know you. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners? What inspired you to study both politics and psychology?
So, first off, my name is Asma Bouamais. I'm a Moroccan student who's currently living in Turkey. I'm studying political science and international relations and about to graduate next year with a double major in psychology. So, as you asked me, what inspired me to study both of these fields? Actually, at first, I was most interested in politics. I was most interested in what power, how is it related to people, why do always people want it? So I loved that. And after I studied politics, there was so many things that I couldn't understand, but the main one was people in politics, the leadership and everything. I wanted to understand people that hold power. So that's what led me to go and learn and study psychology. So that's when, in my second year in politics, I did a double major in psychology. So basically, it's to put them both together for it to be political psychology mainly.
Nice, great. It's really great when you mentioned that understanding people. It's a great point that it's both connected with each other, politics and psychology.
Yeah.
I think it's the main interception point that we are studying.
It's true.
Yeah. And the second question goes to that many people think politics and psychology are very different fields. So what's your story behind connecting these two in your academic and personal journey?
So actually, I believe that politics and psychology, at first I used to also think that they are separated, but when I first studied politics, I knew that psychology was the first thing that can be related to it. Because if you want to understand politics is related to people. So if you want to understand politics, you have to understand people. And if you want to understand people, you have to know their psychology. So they are really close to each other, they are related. If you want to understand why people vote for certain leaders, why they are related to certain political parties, why they want specific ones instead of wanting the other, you definitely want to know psychology. And I believe we also use it in everyday life. It's not just if we want to understand politics. Mainly, psychology is the most important. I believe certainly that psychology is the most important thing to use. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So let's go to the core topic, that what's political psychology and what is exactly, and as we say, what's the definition of political psychology? And can you break it down for those who might be hearing this term for the first time?
Yeah. Political psychology is basically the study of politics and psychology together. From the name, you can know that. Mixed together, put together. But it's basically sees how emotions, identity, personality, or like a group of behavior shape political beliefs and actions. So it's basically the psychology of a person, or like his emotions, his identity, most of that, how it makes him choose one political party or make him choose a specific belief or action. That's what I would say, how it's related to each other.
I see. So you're saying that it's their behaviors, their personalities.
Yeah, actually, it's their identity. It's what comes from their identity. It's their psychology first that will lead them to choose certain political choices.
I see. That's great.
Yeah.
Actually, as we took the political psychology
Yeah.
class, we
Both had
discussed,
it,
yeah, we discussed a lot about the identities, and most of the time we talked about the personalities that shape the leaders, mostly the leaders who are leading a country and
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah, so it depends on their personality. Their personality, you can know their beliefs. So if you watch somebody's personality, you can kind of predict or kind of know what they will choose or what they want,
Mm-hmm.
like, or what their actions like can be.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa. If you see an action, you might know what's their personality. So it's vice versa. You can know that. Yeah.
That's great. And why do we sometimes follow leaders even if they don't serve our best interest? Is there a psychological explanation behind that loyalty?
Basically, I would say, from as far as I've known, is that people usually vote for a certain person when it's comes in the shape of a savior, when it comes in the shape of a hero. If you see throughout history,
Yes.
you'll always find that most people that maybe they ended up being tyrants or authoritarian or whatever, you will find that they always come in this picture that I'm coming to save the country, I'm coming to save you all from everything.
Yeah.
So people hold on to that. It's like their only hope.
Yeah.
So usually these people are psychologically, they are really smart. They know how to know people, how to attract them, how to bring them to their own like side. So I think that's why.
Yes.
That's why usually.
Sometimes we calling this their term that hypnotizing the people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Especially those smart leaders
Yes.
like
Like a few that
Yeah.
we've known about
Yeah.
in history.
yeah,
Yeah.
they hypnotize like I will do that for you. When it's about the voting,
Yeah.
the leaders, they are like promising all the people that I will do that for you. I will do this.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And people are going to say, okay, yes, that person will change our future.
Yes, it's true. It's quite true. Like they come in this picture that they will save the country, they
Yeah.
will save the people, and especially they play in points. Like they find what's the big problem in the country, they bring it, and they
Yes.
say, "I found a solution. We're gonna find a solution." And also, there's this tactic that has been used in the past history and for some leaders. They take the people and they take like a problem. And they make a certain enemy, they say that's our enemy. So people don't see what's the problem, they just look at that enemy. They say,
Yeah.
oh, those other people are the enemy. Like if you could see in the time of, like I'm not going to go into details, but if you see in the past, in
Yeah.
history, there's definitely a leader that was able to hold a position because he always blamed a certain group or a certain
Yeah.
people that says, oh, they are the problem and I'm coming to take them out.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're definitely right. And let's go to another part that how power affects the mind and how does being in power psychologically change a person. So are there any studies that show how power can make people act differently? As we mentioned that, as you mentioned, that while voting time and when the leaders talking about or focusing in one problem and they are attracting the people that you have to focus on that one problem and ignore the others.
Yeah.
So this one's also that how their power can make them that people or leaders, not leaders actually, the people act differently, like the people who think that I am powerful, I am the authoritarian.
Yeah.
Especially the people who feels that I'm the authoritarian one.
Yeah,
Like I have the
get you.
power in my hand.
Yeah, basically, like being in power definitely changes a person psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely changes them because they feel like they make they have impulses, like they make choices like without actually thinking about it, without taking their time and thinking. And also it actually reduces empathy, because when you have power you feel like you're on the top, so
Mm-hmm.
empathy goes lower. You don't
Mm.
feel like when you are in the same position as others.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the same position as others, you just see yourself as like them, so you just think normally. But people in power, they just feel like they're on the top, so they don't think about the people that are lower, you would say. It's also like they have this sense of control, and that sense of control is also one of the reasons I believe that they change psychologically. And yeah, that's as far as I can know.
So, in conclusion, we can say a sense of control they have.
Yeah,
in
they
their
have a
hand.
sense of control, so it reduces their empathy towards people.
Mhm.
So people definitely change when they have power. Like you can see it, even in our experiences as students, or since we're
Mhm.
young, when your friend or like when your brother, when he has the authority over you, like you can see he's like, you call him, as you could say, like
Yeah.
a tyrant or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're abusing your power. So basically,
Yes,
that's why.
yes.
Psychologically, we change when we have higher power, but the only thing that can make us moral when we have power is when we have certain certain beliefs, when we have principles.
Of course.
Principles are the ones that keep us on our track, even if we have like a higher power,
Exactly.
so we don't abuse it.
Exactly. Principles are the main points.
Yes, they are.
So, Asma, in your opinion, do politicians need therapy?
I do.
Why
That's a good
or
question.
why not?
That's a good question. Actually, for sure they do need therapy. Any leader actually need therapy, because if they have therapy, if they get it, it's good for them. They will be emotionally intelligent, because you can build up that being emotionally intelligent person. You can build it. So when you go to therapy, it tells you what's the problem. It kind of like points out at where's the problem, so you can deal with problems a lot. Especially as a leader, you're gonna be like overstimulated with all the problems and everything that happens to your everyday life. So if you go to therapy, I think it's gonna be good. It's definitely good for all of us, but especially for leaders, I would say.
Yes, of course. As we are studying in the psychology,
Yeah.
it's really good for everyone, not just leaders or
Yes.
politicians. It's for everyone. Actually, people specialize that psychology. Like, if you're gonna tell someone that I'm a psychologist or I'm gonna become a psychologist, or if you say that I'm going to therapy, they are directly mentioning this phrase. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Like, they directly make a connection between psychology and craziness, that it's something that become a taboo for the society, but actually it's
not that way.
that it's normal to go to therapy and talk with a psychologist, with someone professional on that field.
Yeah.
And there are some people also that they treat themselves as I'm the top therapist of my own self, but I think it's good to have to work with someone professional on that field.
Definitely, because therapy, it's not just to healing, like being a crazy or someone. No, it's not that. Basically, therapy is just to help you understand what is the challenges that come to you when you are with people. Because when you go and interact with people, you face some challenges with yourself, and you say, oh, where is this coming from? So that's why you go to therapy. You try to see where it's coming from in order to dictate it and then find a solution for it, and to have better relationships with people and with problems.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to point out about the group thinking and belonging, as it's very crucial and important for us, that whenever we go somewhere, uh, we actually need something to belong for something. When we born, first of all we belong to our families, for our parents and siblings. Then it comes to society, that we have to belong for with something like school, university, and the friends. What kind of friends do you go out, and these kinds of stuff. So I'm going to ask you about, why do people get so emotionally attached to political parties or ideologies, sometimes even more than that, to their own families or communities. Like when it comes to political parties, there are some people who are like overly belong to that party, or some leaders.
I would say first off, it comes from feeling like putting that as their identity, because political parties or the way they are presented, they present themselves in a way that, oh, we are all one, we are family, we are together, we are the ones who will save you, are the ones who will be with you in every aspect of your life. And basically people relate that to their identity. And a person with their own identity, they would do anything to protect it. So they automatically misplace these political parties. They misplace them, and they give them a big position in their life. They give them their own identity. They see them as their own identity. So if a person that comes or like have disapproval with a certain political party, and if the other person relate to that political party, they don't like it, they become kind of aggressive. They become kind of like, why are you speaking about my political party like this? And they say my, even in their verbals, like the way they speak in their phrases, you will see that they're speaking about their political party. But honestly, it's just a political party that's just there to actually know how to govern a certain country or like something like that, but not in a way that you make it your own identity. I would say that's the main thing, because they put it as their own identity, and if you touch somebody's identity, they will kind of flip, you would say. They will be aggressive because you're touching where it's the most vulnerable part of them. That's why.
I see.
That's what I know as far.
So it's all about the identity.
Yes, it feels like a personal attack when you come to them, to their political parties, or like disapprove anything that their political party says. Even if their political party is not right or it does a lot of wrong things, they don't want you to speak bad about it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
So as you talked about the identity, what make that person like belong or feel belonged with that person, that I'm my party or my politician inspiration or something?
I think that usually happens because these parties, they give a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Like they give the people a sense of trying to relate them. You know what they do? Basically, they try to take whatever that can be common between you and them, or they will take whatever is most dear to you. Or for example, if you see here I'm not going to speak exactly about here, but I will say mainly, if you see that certain people, they are related to a certain historical leader or a historical person that has been a long time ago, that lived a long time ago and was a great leader or something. So some political parties, they come and they take that historical figure and they say, oh, we are following this historical figure, we take with their principles, we use their own principles. So people will relate to that political party only because they love that historical figure. So they will want to stay with that historical figure, or they will say, okay, since he is following this historical figure, he's going to be amazing just like him. But usually they just use that historical figure. They don't really follow him exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You point out a great thing.
like an example.
Yeah, it was really great example. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's go to another part. Your personal reflection plus connection to our own lives. How has your own mindset or emotional awareness changed since you began studying psychology along with politics?
Actually, when I started studying it, at first, when I was basically it went this way. When I studied politics, I was feeling angry because I was studying political science and international relations. And when you study international relations, you study about all countries. You study about the main, also the past histories. And I used to see sometimes that the history repeats itself. I used to feel angry toward colonial countries that colonized other countries. I used to feel so much anger. I used to feel anger towards some certain systems because they corrupt countries that could actually be a big power. So with that anger, I was trying to find ways how to manage it. So the only way is to know where is it, why do I have this anger? How can I manage it? Psychology also helped me to be less angry and more logical, more have a system, know how to deal with it. Like if makes me angry, then I have to change it in some way. Maybe just myself, but I will have to find a way to change it. And also it's made me feel less judgmental. Just because I think one system is better than the other doesn't mean it's the right thing. Sometimes it appears to me that it's better than the other. Maybe it's not. But I should collect enough data to know maybe there's a percentage that this one is better than the other one, not just from what I think. Because I should not put my beliefs into if it's right or wrong. We all have different beliefs, so whatever is right for me, maybe it's wrong for you. So that's the thing. Be less judgmental, I would say to all people. I don't like this one, but people are judgmental. It's not good. Never put judgments in stuff like politics, like certain things like this.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's great. When you mentioned that about your anger, that where does anger came from, and knowing about the root of that feeling, that where does this emotion comes from, it's really, really good for your mental health and your future steps. That how can I control that? And if I speak about my own self, when I started psychology, psychology is not about when you first meet with someone that, oh, you are studying psychology, so you are gonna treat me okay, but it's not like this. First you start to know about yourself. You get to know who am I, why I'm in this field, and
it gives you mental clarity.
And your emotions, and it's really tough, not easy, and you start to deal with your own emotions and your past, and who I was in the past and who am I right now, and you will be in a mental fighting with your own self, that why I didn't do that in the past, why this accident was like this, or this event should be like that. But when you start psychology and learn about the emotions and feelings and your inner system and your mind and behaviors, is really helping that how to control that. And it's like a puzzle that you think that you put slowly, all the image becomes clear at the end. But as for us, we are at the beginning of this journey.
Of course, but it's good, honestly, as far as I've seen. Even that we are at the beginning, we still are trying. At least we know what's the problem. So now we are on the way to fix it.
That's the good point. Okay, so I think we are going to the last questions. And I want to ask about what's one thing you wish more politicians understand about psychology?
Basically, they should know that it's main part. I believe that leaders already know that psychology is important because they use it in everyday life, especially in how they promote their parties and how they attract people into believing in them and everything. But I would definitely would advise, if I ever can, I would say we don't really need strong leaders, but we need mostly emotionally intelligent leaders. Leaders that lead rationally, not just emotionally. So that's what I would be my main advice ever.
Emotional intelligence is very, very crucial thing.
Yeah.
Especially in these
times.
This time, in this generation. As I am really interested in child psychology and in children, it's very important to raise your child both in IQ, intelligent, what do we call it? I forgot about the word IQ and the emotional intelligence, but
EQ and IQ.
Yeah, EQ and IQ, but mostly we have to focus more in emotional intelligence. That it goes, both of them goes in hand with hand. Yeah, and it's about the empathy, the being kind with people, being respectful, and understanding the people that what they have inside them, what's their story behind. Not blaming people or judging people without knowing or without understanding or not knowing what's their story and what are their problems, right? So emotional intelligence is a very
the
key point. Yeah. And the last question goes to finally, what's one book or movie or idea that has deeply shaped how you view the world through the lens of political psychology?
Honestly, I love movies, but I don't know. I still didn't watch a movie that has political psychology concept, and but for a book, currently I'm reading a book that I would say that's related mostly to political psychology. It's called The 48 Laws of Power. It's popular. It's written by Robert Greene. I love this writer. I've read one of his books before, and this is my second book of his, and I listen to his podcast as well. He's really good. Basically, this book, people usually perceive it as a book of manipulation, but I personally don't see it that way. I personally see it, as far as I've read it, that it tries to explain to you how people can manipulate you, how people can use psychology to achieve their their purpose. And if you read this, you're gonna know when people use it on you. So that's good, to know if somebody's using some sort of manipulation on you. But at the same time, yes, it can be manipulative if you are a person who's trying to use manipulation to get what you want. Other than that, it also gives tactics of historical figures in which they used psychology to rule or to go into wars or to achieve a certain purpose. So I think that's really amazing book. It opens your mind into so many concepts in psychology, how in politics as well, of course. It's both politics and psychology in one book. So I would definitely recommend that book if you want to know things about power, how psychology and politics both come together in order to give a person a total or a high level of power.
That's great.
Yeah.
Can you? About psychology.
Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't so much in movies and books recently, but I started new. But I can recommend from movies that Perfect Days as it's new movie.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's really good. The art of living in the present and noticing that the blessings, the beauty that we already have in our life, and also about the book that really changed my vision. And I can say that the journey of reading books for myself started from that is Man in Search of Meaning. And it's the book of Viktor Frankl. He is the founder of logotherapy and psychology, and logotherapy is about finding meaning in the life, and like how you can find meaning and giving meaning to something in your life. The book is about the Viktor Frankl's life, his own life in World War II, and how he can manage his feelings and his own life, and how he can deal with that bad situation. Think that you're in the World War II, and in the very bad situation, he loses his wife, his son, his all family in the war, and I don't want to give a spoiler, but
maybe I'll check it actually.
It's really good, and really hopeful that man is really hopeful. Is even in that time of war. He is mentioning all his stories about the war, how
his strong beliefs, I believe.
How he managed, how it passed in that camps, like when it was in World War II. So it's my recommendation about a movie and book. So
I would definitely watch The Perfect Days, the one you said. I've heard about it. It seems quite amazing. Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
We came to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for inviting me, actually. Thank you very much.
Being part of the podcast and your beautiful ideas.
Thank you.
And this was all about our podcast.
Thank you very much for inviting me. And
And yes, dear audiences, it was all about this episode, and it was the first episode in English. I hope you will enjoy and you liked this episode. I will be happy. I will appreciate if you share your ideas and comments with me, your suggestions, and I will really appreciate if you follow my page on Instagram by the name of Gandum Podcast and Spotify. And I know that some of people in some places cannot access to a Spotify platform, so I have one WhatsApp channel by the name of Gandum Podcast, and also I'm going to open a YouTube channel soon for the people who cannot access my podcast episode in Spotify, so you can access there. Have a great time, have a nice time. Thanks for listening and giving your precious time. See you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.